I am so excited this afternoon. Listen, this is a special virtual edition. I know y'all used to the pink sofa and the beautiful ambiance, but tonight is definitely special because what I know about a talk show is that you gotta be available, right? And so I decided to do this special talk show because I got my good girlfriend coming on to talk about what she got going on. But in the meantime, I wanted to do a couple of shows virtually because, of course, if you know me, my show is global. And I know you guys love the sitting at the table, the pink, all the bling, 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 bling. But I want to bring on a special person because her story has, gathered the eyes of so many people. And she is known in the gospel realm. Go ahead and Takima, bring her in. I'm excited to welcome Monica Lisa Stevenson to the building.
Hey.
Hey, Monica, how are you today?
I'm great. How are you?
I am doing good. I was so happy to see you a couple of weeks ago. Of course, you got the Presidential Lifetime Achievement Award from our then President Joe Biden and the amazing Kamala Harris. And so as I
Yeah.
was yes, I was thinking, I said, I gotta give my girl one. I gotta give my girl one. And so I was happy that you was able to come down to our town and really enjoy the festivities that happened that day, and then able to get this Lifetime Achievement Award. So I just wanted to once again thank you so much for all you do for our country, how you serve, and how you have really been a pillar to Alabama, because we're Bama girls.
That's
And
right.
so listen, I'm Team Bama all day. And so tell the people who you are. Let's get into the meat. Who are you?
Listen, so I'm just a little old country girl from a little town called Wetumpka, Alabama,
Where I live at.
and a little community called Acken Hill. And of course, born and raised there. My mom and dad, my entire family have been in the music industry as long as I've been living. And I just celebrated, I call it my 5.8 birthday. So it's been a long time. So, and and of course, I migrated over to Atlanta and God just began to enlarge my territory. And here I am.
Wow. And I was saying I actually live in Wetumpka now. I live in Emerald Mountain. So I'm not
Oh,
far from where you was raised. Me and Jeremiah
okay.
lived in that area. Yes, and I love it there. My kids go to Redlands. So, we all up in Wetumpka. It's a beautiful, quiet place to live. And of
Mhm.
course, everybody knows each other.
Right.
I know your family have history with singing. I actually met your dad when I was a little girl.
Oh, wow.
Um, yes, he funny. I mean, long time coming, but just to see how you have just taken what he did and blew and just went to different levels. Clearly, the legacy have is still alive. So let's talk about Gigi. Let's talk about your dad. What kind of person was he?
Man, everybody, I have his personality.
Okay.
So yeah, I have his personality. I'm a comedian, outside of being in ministry. So um everybody says, I have his personality. I look like him, I act
Yes, you
like
do.
I talk like him. So my dad was a very giving person. If you needed something, he was there, and whatever you needed, and he had it, it was yours. And that's kind of where I got that from him and my mom. My mom, who was a giver as well. So I just kind of took that trade, and God just kind of gave me the double portion of it, from both.
Mm.
And my dad was a cook. He would tell everybody he would always outcook my mom. So
Mm.
he was a cook, and I took that trait from him and my mother as well. So I love cooking. I'm a mother of five and a grandmother of five. So
Wow.
yes. So I love cooking for them. I love for my kids to, for us to be together, and
Mhm.
we just to get together and we just cook whatever they want me to, whatever they want me to cook. So yeah, and I love cooking. It kind of gives me peace of mind when I'm cooking.
I always go on your page. Your page be having me cracking up. I be up there just, especially after you went through the season. Maybe about I don't know if you remember 6, 7 years ago, you was going through with the bus driver. It was the bus driver. It's the girl I used to holler. I used
Yes,
to be in the bed hollering at you because you was that
everybody
beautiful
was,
bus
and they
driver.
people still talking. Zion, I told Zion, I said, you're popular and famous and you don't even know it
Yep.
because of Bus Chronicles, they called it. At 2:30 every day, people said they would take their lunch, their breaks, so that because I was gonna go live about that bus driver dropping my baby off at the wrong spot. Listen, I was not playing about that. He's the last one. And see, none of my other kids, they never rode the bus because I've been in education, working in schools, ever since they all were little. And I still worked there. But then Zion, his excitement about going to school was riding the bus. So he's the
Right.
first child to ride the school bus. The other kids would ride with me. Man, and that lady dropped my baby off at the wrong spot in that cul-de-sac. I was about to hold the cab counter out. Y'all forgive me. I'm sorry.
Girl,
I
I
was
was up there
the
up.
cab. I
I
was
was
about to
every
light
day.
the cab county up.
Every
But
day I
thank
would be on
God
Facebook like, what's she gonna say today? What's she gonna say today? I'm talking about I used to be cracking up. I was cracking up on you. I said,
it
and
went.
that's how we
Look,
got in contact because you had me cracking.
it went as far as to the board because I was not playing. I was like, no, she's supposed to drop him off right here, and then she was nasty, and then she was closing the door. Oh, girl, let me tell you, she was about to. Ooh, she was about to make me
You
blow a
can see
gasket. She's about to see the other side. She don't want to see Lisa. She wants to really see Monica Lisa. So,
that joke was so funny. I mean, I used to crack up and I would tell my children, we would literally be, I'm picking them up from the bus station. I'm going to your live being nose. I'm on her live being no way till my kids to get off the bus myself, but I just thought it was funny. I thought it was
yeah,
funny. So,
yeah.
I know a lot have happened with you being a wife, being a mother, now being a grandmother, a recording artist. You have a lot of different titles. Often I ask people, how do they balance their life? How do you deal with the harmony of navigating? How do you navigate your life? I ain't gonna say balance. How do you navigate your life like this with all these titles?
Right, and of course, putting on there being a Christian counselor and working in the school and being an actress. I
Wow.
appeared a couple of the Tyler Perry movies and plays, and of course on
Yes.
the my last work that I did was doing the Aretha biopic. I was the voice of the midget that was in the on National Geographic. So God has really been just opening up doors for me. How I balance it is just having a great support system. My
That's good.
husband, my husband has been a great support system. I have an amazing team that keeps me together, that keeps me busy, that makes sure that if because they have access to my page, right? So if I post something because I'm being indirect about something because I'm in my feelings this day, when I go back, honey, it's gone because KB and them cleaned it right on up, and I'm like, what happened to
I
my
love me
post?
some KB.
Oh
Love
yeah,
KB.
that's my boy. I said, what happened to my post? He's like, oh no, we're not doing that. I'm like, okay. So yeah, it just comes right on down. But having a team that believes in you and that trusts the vision and knows that you have to have that strong backing behind you. So KB,
Hmm.
Roger, Ruben, I got three men, that my husband know that whenever they call, I don't care what time they call, I'm gonna talk to them. And
That's right.
so they hold me accountable, they hold me up, and I know that they have my back. They've been with me for a long time. So
Hey.
just having a balance, having a great support system, that's
Hmm.
what really helps you keep balance because KB keeps my personal book, he keeps my my ministry book, so he's all in my business. So like, hey, you got to go do this tomorrow, the kids got that, and I'd be like, oh, okay, like, honey, I had forgot about today. He said, hey, you supposed to be on at 7:45. I said, for what? He said, with Nikki. I said, oh, I said, let me go to my calendar because I ain't looked at it all weekend.
I would get you. You can't miss my interview with Sugar.
I
You
know.
know how much we
But
listen.
he
I
sent
am
me
a
that. He sent
real
me a
mom.
reminder, and I was like, "This is tonight." I said, "Oh," and I was at the gym, honey. I had to come home, jump in the shower. Oh my
Get it
god!
together.
I had to put on. I said, "Now I got to put on makeup and take it off." I said, "Okay." I mean, I said,
Honey,
"Baby,
let me tell you
I
something. We was out. Me and you. Watch this right here. I'm going now. Mind you, I was in. What's that? Dallas. I was in Houston. I was in
uh-huh.
Houston last year, passing out flyers, getting ready for my event I had in Houston with Yolanda Adams. I looked through. I said, I know that voice. I know that voice. I know.
That's right. That's right."
I was like, look at Monica on the stage. You were tearing that stage up. I said, you come on,
Yeah.
Bama bound, Bama bound. Honey, you listen, you don't hold no punch when you get that microphone in your hand. Oh
Listen,
my God.
it's
And
the
I just, every time I
anointing of
see
the
you, I
Lord.
just smile because I know how far you've came and how you have kept the name, say alive, how you kept your mom name alive, how you kept so much, you never stop. You always
Yeah.
evolving and rebranding. And I promise you, Monica, every time I see I just smile because I know how it feels to grind the way you have. And one thing I will say, if anybody asks me about your name, I will always say consistent. You're
Mm.
very consistent. And I believe in you people their flowers. Don't wait till I die and be crying on my Cassie. Tell me now how you feel about me.
Tell me
But
now. That's right.
yes, but I will say you have always been so consistent and you never meet a stranger.
No.
Some people be caught up in their ways. I'm this, I'm that, but you ain't like that. You handle
Mm.
business and you keep it moving, and that's what we need in the body of Christ.
Yeah, that's it.
So, how did you know you finally got or getting to where you at? What started you meet? I mean, did you have a chance to meet Tyler Perry in person, or how
Yes,
has
we
that
got.
been?
Well, it was amazing.
When you realize it hit, you like, okay, I'm here, like I'm doing it. What was
Right.
that moment?
Oh God. So I think I was in Buffalo, New York, doing an event there for something. I forgot what it was. And I got a phone call. I think Roderick called me and he was like, "Hey, I have an opportunity." And I was supposed to be in Buffalo until the next day. He said, "But I have an opportunity, but you got to get home tonight." And I said, "Tonight?" I said, "But I don't go on the stage until later." So he said, "I don't know, but we got to get you home like tonight, or you got to be home like first thing in the morning because this place you have to be there like by 9 in the morning." And I was like, "Where?" He said, "They just called me. They want you to come and do this part at Tyler Perry Studios." I was like, "Oh," I said, "Honey, I ain't even about to sing. What time I need to be there?" So I did get an opportunity to sing, and immediately they had to change my flight. I don't even know how they had made it happen, but it happened. I got on that flight, flew home. I think my hair was in braids. They had a whole team waiting to take these braids out because they said I was gonna have to do wigs and all that. So I was like, okay, we gotta whatever we gotta do, let's make it happen. I don't think I got any sleep that day. I was just moving. So
Who
just the
was the first
excitement.
person you called? Who was the first? Your mama.
You know what? Well, Derek already knew because they called him because they were trying to get me.
Right, that's
And
husband.
then as
Right.
soon as I was done with that, I did call my mom.
What she said?
She, Mama is so funny. She told my girl, what? And then she started calling everybody in Alabama.
That's right.
Lisa
That's how
got to
they
be
do.
on Tyler Perry. I said, Mama, you can't say that. You can't tell people that yet. I was like,
Because
oh,
because I know stuff like that. You probably have to like sign a confidentiality until it's released. Or wow, this
you
is
do.
awesome. I'm enjoying myself. I know. Your mom and your sister passed away. I'm a fan of the whole family. I know the whole family. My
Mhm.
question is, they passed away 90 days. Because I gotta touch on this because I feel like God is using you through grief to bless other people. I don't know if you notice or not, but how has your faith supported you through the recent loss of your mother and your sister?
Woo, man. If you're not rooted and grounded in God, in the word of God, in prayer, let me tell you, it was actually 80 days. And
80 days.
80 days between my sister and my mom's passing. It took a lot of faith. It took a lot of me,
Mm,
a lot of praying. One, we were dealing with my mother having to deal with losing a child. I don't know how that feels. I don't ever
right.
want to know how that feels. I just know that she was broken. She was very broken and she just couldn't figure it out. And we were trying to, because Donna's kids are young, so I'm having to help her, my cousin Kim and I having to help her trying to settle things with Donna and get everything situated, cleaning out her house. So she had just bought this house in June. So
Mm,
she had just moved in that house and it was June. So she wasn't even there 90 days.
mm,
Uh, so trying to close that out and knowing that and people don't. I like to be very transparent. My sister and I
yeah.
didn't have a great relationship, and when her fiance passed away in July, I just created something. I told myself I got to do this T-shirt that hugs heal. People
Mm,
they don't heal, hugs heal. And I went in the Bible. Even though God doesn't use the word heal, He uses embrace, which means to hug.
yes.
And Immediately when my mom called me to tell me about Willie, when I got to Alabama, all I did was embrace my sister. And I felt
Mm.
the healing at that moment. Although we were separated, just because of just life, just things happen in life.
Right.
And sometimes you don't know just why, but and instead of trying to make it right, you're like, you know what, I'm just gonna stay away because I don't like drama. I don't do drama. I just rather let me stay in my place. I'm gonna stay over here. You stay over there. When I see you, we're gonna be cordial. But as soon as I saw her, she was so broken.
Ooh.
And all I could do was just hug her.
Mm.
And I didn't realize that that was one of the that's something God was giving me to that I want to take that to the nations, that hugs heal.
Yes.
Because immediately when I hugged her, I felt the healing begin.
Mm.
So between July and the day she passed away, we talked every day. So it
Thank
was like
you.
God redeemed all of the time
Thank you,
that we
Jesus.
had spent all of those years for just foolishness.
Oh God. This
So
is
I
helping
was there.
somebody.
I hope this is helping somebody. So I haven't been home for Thanksgiving in years, just because of my kids, and they're grown and they wanted me to be home. But of course, Donna was single, so they will always be there with Mama. So when God allowed us all to be there at home for Thanksgiving, at the
Mm.
end of 24, and when Donna passed, because our family, I'm gonna be transparent again, has been so separated for so many years.
Jesus.
It's such a generational curse.
Ooh.
And when Donna passed,
Jesus.
she's the first cousin out of all 11. My grandmother had 11 kids,
Oh
and she
yeah.
was the first cousin to pass away. So
Mm.
it was like everybody came home, and it was like it was a bonding. So
Thank you,
we made
Lord.
a vow to keep it going. So the Saturday after Thanksgiving, which was going to be the last day of November, was going to be the day we had our first outing together. Where everybody, all of the cousins were coming together, because the cousin was like, regardless of what has happened with our sisters, I mean, with our aunts and our uncles, we're not going to allow that to keep us separated. That we're going to
Mm.
bond together. So we were going to have the cookout at my mom's house on the 30th. And she was so excited. Thanksgiving, we were prepping and talking about what was going to happen on Saturday, and had Thanksgiving dinner. Everybody who knows my mother knows she stayed at the casino. With no secret. She was there. Everybody down there knew who she was. So we went to the casino that Friday night. And when we got back home, she was eating. I won't forget it. Me, my third son, DJ, and Donna's son, OJ, were there. And we were in the kitchen after we got back. So she went in there. She said, I'm about to take my medicine. She said, I got to get something to eat. So she put some mayonnaise on a piece of bread with a banana. I said, Mama, what are you eating? She said, oh God. She said, Lisa, this is so good. I said, Mama, that look nasty. A banana. She said, this is a banana sandwich. Banana and mayonnaise. I was like, oh my God. I said, I'm
Yeah.
about to get some. I said, no, ma'am. She said, oh, it's so good. So she said, I'm getting ready to go to bed. She said, because I got to get up in the morning to cook this red velvet cake for Lily and De'Erica.
Mm.
And I'm like, okay. So then we all went to bed, and about 5:50 in the morning, she came in through the room. She said, Lisa, I'm having a hard time breathing. And she was
Mm.
just walking back and forth. And I was like, and I jumped up. I said, what do you mean? You having a hard time breathing? So she went and said, now she said, I'm having a hard time breathing. I said, do I need to call the ambulance? She said, yeah, go ahead on and call them. So at that time I called Kim and I was like, hey, y'all need to get out here. I don't know. Mama saying she's having a hard time breathing. Although she was still walking, she was still talking, she was still praying. We called them, we got in the
Mm.
ambulance, and when we got ready to leave, OJ reminded us once we got back home, he said, this is the day of the event was supposed to happen later in the day. And I said, how odd would God allow her to see the day, but not see the day?
Ooh.
I said, he allowed her to enter the day, something that she was so excited about and she wanted to happen for all of this time. He allowed her to see the day, but not
Mm.
see the.
Jesus.
Wow, God just gave me that.
Come on,
And
Lord.
Man, as we were driving in the ambulance and the lady was talking to her in the back and she was sitting up, they put the oxygen on her I'm
Right.
talking to the lady who was driving, and all of a sudden the lady asked me to pass her something that was up under the seat. And I'm talking to the lady. So, I looked at the peripheral of my eye and all I saw was the lady's hand going up and down in the back. This was like within 5 minutes. So I looked back. I said, what are you doing? I said, she not breathing. So calmly, she said, she stopped breathing. I can't even tell. At that moment, I lost it. I told the lady
Mm,
driving, I said, stop this ambulance right now. I need to go check on my mother. She said, ma'am, I can't stop. I said, you have to stop. I got to go back there and check on my mother. And after that, I don't know if I just blacked. I don't know what happened. Next thing I know, we were at the hospital. And the doctors came in and said that we've been working on her for an hour. And I'm like, what do you mean? She just couldn't breathe. She just needed oxygen. What do you mean?
mm,
So I was like, wow, how did God allow her not to see something that she looked so forward to happening, of all of
mm.
her nieces and nephews getting together to break the generational curse?
And it just reminds me of course, I'm gonna tell you, Moses. I gotta say this to you. She was only taken so far, but you saw it, Monica. Like
Yeah.
you was there to see what God needed. You know what I'm saying? Like like God prepared her for what you needed to see. You know what I'm saying? And we could never understand. I mean, when I saw the post, I just shut my computer. I just shut my computer down and just got up and walked away. I couldn't even fast the Lord. And the only thing I said to God, literally, I remember, because I saw it earlier that morning. I just screamed out, "Strength!" as loud as I can to your name. I said, Lord, give her the strength. I was done. And to see how you still going, I know I can't imagine, don't want to imagine how you feel right now. But I see you and I'm like, man, this lady got to be one of the most strongest woman I have ever seen in my life. But I know ain't nobody but God that's holding you up. We know this.
If it had not been for the Lord on my side, if it had not been for him on my side, wow. It's just, and it's still just unbelievable to we and Kim and I still today, and it's almost 6 months later. Like, man, Mama and Donna just got the hell up out of here. Like, I said, Donna was like, Mama, Lisa got it. Come on, you can come on so you can get some rest. And I'm like, man, God, like, really? That I'm the strong one?
Yep,
And
that's
and it was
facts.
so hard. I'm like, and then I felt like Donna she felt like it was like she gave up on living, because she said that she felt like her assignment here was done, because her assignment was to make Willie happy. And she felt like that she had
Mm,
done. So
mm,
her heart was broken because she didn't
mm,
understand how she had been looking for love for so long. And
mm-hmm.
here
She
God
finally found.
allowed somebody to find her. And then he snatches him away.
But
One
when I used to see them, they was. I mean, I ain't never seen none of that before in my life. I mean, I'm just being honest. What? Donna
364
was
days.
happy. Do you hear me?
Nope. Yep, they started dating on July 4th of the year before. And then God
Mm,
took him on July 3rd, the day before their anniversary.
wow. And so you got this event coming up.
Yes.
Let's talk about it. Come on, let's get it together. I feel you.
Woo.
You over there? Shake it off.
Wee, my God.
Takima,
Ah,
put the flyer up
So
for my sister.
so
Let's
we
talk about
are
it.
doing an event. My mother's Donna's birthday actually was yesterday on Mother's Day, which was a double whammy. And um so Uncle Walter, I told him, I said, I want to do something in Mom's honor. And I said, I want to do it on her birthday. And just so happened her birthday weekend is a weekend that he celebrates his anniversary. And so he said, you know what? So and we're gonna make this a scholarship fund because we
Wow.
want to send um, one student or at least two students that are that are pursuing music
Hmm.
and make sure we do it in Mama and Donna's honor. So
Mm.
that concert is on Friday night at Pilgrim Rest. We will be there. It's absolutely free. So bring everybody you can think of that's gonna want to come. We're gonna, have a little church, gonna celebrate them, do a few of their songs, and just just celebrate them because Mama loves celebrating her birthday. She look
Hmm.
she loves celebrating her birthday. So what other way can we honor her but to celebrate? Because that's what she would have been doing. She would have been playing, Lisa, y'all coming? Because we would have been celebrating and we Tonka up, down there on the water. And so we're gonna do this in her honor. And I just called, a few of my family and friends and asked them if they would just come and and be a blessing that night. We're not gonna be there long. Just to be able to be a blessing. And I want to make sure that, we bless at least two students that are going to be
Hmm.
pursuing in the fall and that we are able to bless them with this
And
scholarship.
then what give me some call a little bit of my friend. I need some powerhouse on this flyer. Don't even try to play with it. You don't have stuff when you do stuff. So you got Paul Porter coming in. I love to hear him sing. Pastor Ross
Yep.
Ellis. Come
Yep.
on, New Generation.
Oh, yeah.
The Pastor Monte Maddox.
Yeah.
Leticia Powell, Lord, she gonna tear it up.
Oh,
Pastor
yeah.
Casey Ellis. Listen, and you hosted it by the Dillers, man. This is gonna be awesome. I'm sorry,
Yeah.
she taking her time talking, y'all. But listen, this is gonna be an awesome. It's gonna be an awesome celebration.
Yeah.
I'm celebrating Mama Pearl and Adonna. It's gonna be awesome, and I know whatever you do, you put your heart into it, and
Oh,
that's
yeah.
why I said I got to bring her on the show because I feel like this flyer, this event should be talked about, and the fact that you're not just having something because you can, because you could bring in some powerhouses, but you're doing it intentionally and you're giving back, and that's amazing. I think you should keep it going every year because this is something your mama would have wanted anyway.
Oh, yeah.
I
Yep.
think
That's a
that
plan.
just beginning.
Yep. It
Wow,
is.
wow, and it's a process.
It
I
is.
really feel like that hug is. I think that hug is a ministry by itself. I really wish you can do the t-shirts because I think that would be fire, Monica.
I'm working on it. I'm working on it. I hope to have some by Friday. So we're working on it to try to
Well,
get it.
I'm gonna buy me one. So go ahead and get mine. Get my size large. I'm bringing my cash so I can get my t-shirts. So
Yeah.
tell me, let's talk about you, your 19-year-old self. What will you tell yourself at 19? What do you know now that you would have kind of like, girl, don't do that. Ooh, girl, don't pay no attention to him. Or is there anything that you could have avoided that you look back at 19 that you're looking at now? What would you say to yourself at 19?
Wow. At 19, I had already moved over here to Atlanta. And because I wanted more than what my small community was offering.
Mhm.
I knew that God had anointed me to do more. I didn't know
Mhm.
what that more was. I didn't know it was going to be singing because I was a child. Everybody was singing before me because I used to want to just, play up the road with everybody else. I would, want to run up there and, just hang out in the street and play kickball and play softball. So I was a child that was running. And then, of course, getting here and just beginning to really have a relationship with God. And then it started preaching. And I was like, wait, now I ain't come over here to preach. I ain't come over here to sing. I didn't come over here because people started asking me to come sing. And I was like, maybe this is what I'm supposed to be doing.
Right.
And then when God said that you're supposed to be preaching, I'm like, maybe this is what I'm supposed to be doing. So it's just, at 19, yeah, I was here and my cousins were wanted to hang out in the club. I tried to go do that, honey. They would be leaving home at 9:30, 10. I said, it's time to go to bed. Y'all going to the club at this time of the night? I never forget. I was going with them one night to the club, trying to hang out with them. And it was almost 10 o'clock. I'm already about sleep. So about 12 o'clock, I'm texting them like, I'm touching them like, hey, I'm ready to go. That was the first and last time I went with them. They said, oh no, Lisa can't ever come with us. Because we all were in the same car. So they had to leave and bring me home because I was ready to go. I'm like, you know what, this club thing, this ain't for me. I don't like smoking. And people at the bars spending all their money they work for all week long.
I promise you,
So
that's me. That's
mm-mm.
me. My cousin, them,
I said, how do
they
y'all
won't even,
stand here
they don't
and
invite me.
inhale all this smoke? I can't. I said, I can't. This ain't for me. I can't do this. Nah.
Lord.
Take
Okay,
me on back to the house.
I gotta ask some fun questions. If
Okay.
you weren't a gospel artist, what would you be doing right now?
Ooh. I think I would probably be more into acting.
You
I
already
would
doing
be. I'm doing that, but I want to do more, and I want to do more plays.
that? Okay,
So
okay,
if I wasn't, I would probably be pursuing that 100%.
okay. Here's another fun question.
Okay.
What one gospel song that instantly gets you on your feet every time you hear it?
Uh, um, d- uh, mm, Shackles on my feet so I can dance.
Hey, I just want to pray. That's
I
good.
just want to praise you. Yes.
Okay. Do you sing in the shower, and what's your go-to shower song?
So in the shower, that's my worship time.
Oh, you worship. Okay, you worship.
Yeah, I'm worshiping in the shower. My husband like, what? He's like, you still in the shower? They be coming to check and make sure I'm okay. Because I be singing. They hear the word. So that's my worship time.
So, what's your favorite worship song right
We
now?
give you all the glory. I
Okay,
worship you.
you
Oh,
go in. You go in.
yes,
Worship. Okay.
yes, honey. I have to, you have, that's my personal time to reach him at that moment.
Okay. Here's another fun
Okay.
question. If you could create a dream gospel concert lineup, who's on stage with you? Dream.
Myself,
Mm-hmm.
Leandria,
Okay.
Fantasia.
Woo.
Um, is there anybody else I want on the stage? And Lisa Knowles. And you see, I just named all church girls.
Well, that's who we are, child. Listen, we
Yeah,
ain't apologizing.
those are my three favorite singers, and I've had the opportunity to meet them all.
Oh, I know you did, cause you be everywhere.
I've
That
had the opportunity to meet them all. So yeah.
that would be. Listen, in that case, listen, we ain't wearing no makeup. We might as well just come as we are, cause we gonna cry,
Listen.
holler, scream, and shout. Period.
Yeah.
Okay. What one thing your fans would be surprised to know about you?
Um, that I like bowling, maybe. I like to bowl.
Okay.
Yeah. I like to so I've been putting my hand at sewing a little bit.
Okay.
Mm. Yeah, I used to do it back at school, and then of course once Donna passed and she had a sewing machine, Mama had one. You know what? Let me just take both of these sewing machines to the house and let me just kind of let's see what happens. So I've been kind of playing around these last couple weeks trying to see what I could put together. So we'll see.
Wow. Okay, what is the most churchy thing you do outside of church? Like shouting at the grocery stores, or when your song plays. What?
Stopping at a red light and there's a shouting song on, and my kids like to be having a fit. Oh my God, Mom, you're embarrassing us. And I just get out and start shouting. I'm like, oh,
Okay.
Mommy, I cannot believe that you did this.
If you
Yeah,
could
but I
trade
felt
voices, if you could trade voices with any singer from one day, who would it be and why?
Any singer?
Yeah, any singer in the world.
Um, ooh, you know what? I would have loved to have um more of Angie Stone's voice.
You know, I was a publicist for years.
I
My
loved
girl.
Angie Stone's voice.
That's my girl.
Yes, I mean I listen to her music every day. And as a matter of fact, I'm going to be doing the so I'm one of the gospel artists that sold out the City Winery. And they asked me to do it again. So we're going to be doing it again in September, and we're going to do a tribute to her.
What date is it? You don't know?
August 23rd
I'm
at
gonna have to
City
make that.
Winery. I just sold out. So God has been just opening up different doors for me because I want to go outside the four walls of the church. So
Right.
I just did Eddie's Attic on my birthday, and it was a sellout crowd for that.
I
And
couldn't. I wanted to come so bad. I was in Charlotte, but You know, Sean
Yep.
Walsh is my spirit, is my godson.
Who's that?
Sean in Victoria. Sean Walsh, Sean Verna.
Oh, oh, yeah. Yep. Sean was there. He was there. They
I saw him on
support
my
me, him and
look at
Mama Wild.
him.
Yes.
I'm so
So
glad
that
Verna
he's
got out
been
the
at
house. That was a
they've been at
blessing.
all of my events. And so we're looking to sell out the City Winery on the 23rd of August. So if y'all not doing nothing, and it's on a Saturday, it's called Gospel Brunch. And we just gonna have a good time.
I'm gonna have to pencil that in on me. My God. Okay.
Yes.
You said Angie Stone. What is the funniest and wildest thing you have that has ever happened while you was on stage?
What? Oh my God. You know, so I don't even remember where I was, but so I most of the time when I travel, I'm doing tracks, right?
Uh-huh.
So when they started the track, it wasn't a track, it was the song. And I kept saying, man, it sounds so clear. And then so when it was like I took a pause and I was like, wait a minute. I said, y'all stop because I don't want y'all put me on social media saying I'm a
Right.
because everything now is about social media. So you have to be careful what you say, what you do, how you act, because people record everything. So I think I don't remember where I was, but I remember me being on stage, and instead of them playing the track, they were playing the song. And I said, wait, y'all.
What was I say? Hold up. Rewind.
I said,
Rewind.
y'all are playing the song, not the track. So where was
Okay.
I? It's gonna make me think where I was, but anyway.
Here's the funny one. If you
Okay.
had your own reality show, what would it be called? Because you be cutting up.
I do. Um um mm,
Now think about that, don't you? I'm gonna give you some good stuff.
maybe it would be called it'll be called MLS's something Chronicles, and yeah, I don't know, but it would be something because I love to make people smile. I love to make them laugh, and I'm always saying and doing something silly.
Okay, I gotta ask you this question.
Okay.
What is your go-to gospel run when you're trying to show off your voice?
KB's on here. He said he remember that. Uh, My gospel run. Oh, child. Cause see, let me think. What would be my gospel run? I think I just did the other day when I put up something. So because I'm thinking about it, he said it was in Vegas. Because I'm thinking about the run, I can't do it. Yeah, because I see, like I just said, people be recording everything. So yeah, to stay set, let me because I can't. Yeah, I can't do it right now. But I do have a run.
You know what? And I'm gonna tell you something. The little boy Jamal Roberts is Roberts. He
Yeah.
has a certain run every time he sing. I said that's Jamal. Like he has a run when he sing his song. It's a note that he hit. I be like, every time he sings song, I don't care if it's country, I don't care if it's Disney. I laugh because he has that thing on pat.
Oh yeah, mine would probably be. Ooh, ooh, so I can't even do it because I'm trying to do it. I can't do it because I'm thinking about it.
I'm natural.
But something, in that, something there.
Okay. Who is the most famous person that surprised you by knowing your music?
Erica Campbell.
That's your girl.
That's my girl. And what happened was they used to play my signature song. I'm so glad he saved me on XM, and when I didn't even know nothing about XM at that time.
Right.
And that's when what was it? Twitter was famous then, kind of popular then. I mean, and she tweeted. She said, "Oh my God, She said, "Who's singing this song? I love this song." So of course, people started tagging my name, and I was
Mm-hmm.
like, "Oh my God!" So I think we ended up. I don't know. We ended up inboxing, or I don't know how we ended up connecting. But she's like, "I love your song," and
Mm-hmm.
oh my God. And Erica, she's such a doll. We are just we are friends now. We talk, often when I need some encouragement. but she is a great encourager. And for her to say that she liked my music and Montel Jordan, you know what? You never know who's listening to your music.
That's right.
You don't know. You never
Hmm.
know. So
And we played your music while we was at the event, and the lady, she's like, "I like that song." I said, "She's right there." She said, "You know, she
yes,
didn't know you was actually at the event." But I always, constantly playing your song because I need people to understand this lady from Bama. We got to represent our own,
right.
support our own.
You know what? Because they play music
Okay,
now. If you don't know the artist, you don't know their face and not come familiar, you just don't know them if you see them. So
if you, that's right.
yeah,
What? Okay, if you could only wear one color for the rest of the year, what would that be?
purple. It's my
Oh, yeah,
favorite color.
that's right.
All
Got you
shades of yeah, purple, honey. That's it.
a
Royalty.
Oh, I gotta laugh at this. Have you ever forgotten the lyrics while singing live?
Yes, ma'am. That was a, that's another embarrassing moment. I forgot about that in a moment. And I remember it vividly. Derek and I were in Oklahoma. And this is the one song that I didn't even listen to. I'm like, okay, I know that song. Honey, we got on that. I got on that stage and I forgot every lyric to that song. So I just started making up stuff. And I saw Derek's face. I knew then I had missed. I
And
forgot
some
every.
people, when they be sitting there trying to give the people the microphone, like let the audience sing the song, that'll help too. Like
Yeah, but see, they didn't know this. I think, and think it was speeches. I didn't go over it or something I didn't do, but I was just making up something because they had never heard it. They didn't know I was messing up. But baby, when I said bomb that song, Derek said from now, so now before I go to sing and they're playing, oh, he makes me sing every word.
that's look,
So
your
yeah,
husband is definitely
he
your
is,
accountability.
he
What
is.
what's in your purse right now that will make us laugh? Because you look down at the
Look,
purse.
let me look. What's down in here? Let me see. Yeah, what's in here? Will make y'all laugh. Um. Oh, so I got all of my vitamins. I
In
got
one
my
container.
B12 in one container. Got my
Now,
vitamin.
Monica, if you would have pulled out that fan, if you would have pulled out that fan, I'm gonna fall.
But look, I took the fan out. It's in the car, honey, because I changed person. So I keep my fan because I don't know where I'm gonna be. Have to be them wet them fans. I keep my purple and look my purple fan.
You got okay. If you were stuck on the elevator with one gospel artist, who would you hope it is and why?
Ernest Pugh, because now y'all think I'm silly
This man crazy. Ernest is funny.
because you would have to have somebody who has a sense of humor to keep your mind not on what's happening. Ernest Pugh, Ernest Pugh is hilarious. He is my label mate, and he's hilarious. He keeps
That
me.
is funny.
If I were to text him right now, his response is gonna have me in tears the rest of the night because he's a mess.
What would you rather preach a sermon or sing 10 songs straight with no water?
Wait a minute, say that again. KB, help me out with this one. Did you say preach a sermon or
Would
what?
you rather preach a sermon or sing 10 songs straight with no water?
I'm gonna say preach a sermon, Alex. For
Right.
100, for 100, preach a sermon, Alex. 10 songs with no water. Oh no, I would die on stage.
Girl, I'm telling people be laughing at these questions I be asking, but it be fun though. It kind of makes you think about
Yes,
things.
it does.
If you had, if you were, if you eat ice cream, what would be your favorite flavor? If you eat ice cream,
So I like butter pecan. I'm old
Lord, I
now.
saw bluebell. I just saw bluebell at the gas station. Butter pecan. Just saw it.
The kids tell me that, Mommy, that's for old people. I said, well, bring me butter pecan, whatever y'all want to call it.
Well, I eat black walnuts. I can't trip.
I
That's the Alabama thing.
Right. From there.
Okay, if you had to start a gospel girl group today, who are your two backup singers? It still be Fantasia and Leandra them?
Oh yeah. But I'm gonna be singing background. I'm gonna just put them out, Lee. I'm gonna tell them I'll sing back here. But however, I won't be singing because when they get through slaying everybody, I'm gonna be on the slaying board with everybody else.
Yes, that's gonna be.
I'll just
Okay,
be back there holding the mic.
right. Do your kids ever critique your singing?
Yes.
What they be doing?
So DJ is my biggest critic, my Derek Jr.
Right.
He is his daddy's child. You hear me? So yeah, he will critique me. He's always my stage manager when we perform, and he'll tell me like, "Mommy, now," he said, "Now I don't know what you was doing on that song, but you didn't give the audience this, or he'll critique it and tell me what I need to do next. Tell me now, don't you come out until we do ABC." So he's always telling me what I should and shouldn't do, or if a song goes wrong or go left, he's like, "No, you supposed to come in right here. Daddy was trying to tell you." And I'm like, "Oh my God, this boy, I can't have both two of y'all in the house. No,
Right.
y'all is
You
nuts.
already could deal with KB and all the rest of like Lord.
Hello."
That's a lot. And then you got men as managers. My God. They can
Yeah.
be a little strong. Well, at least you ain't got to worry about them being emotional. Because women, we be emotional.
Honey, yes, and I get along with them. They've been with me a long time. If I probably had women, I would probably be changing hands every other. Yeah.
So
That probably wouldn't work.
yeah, how many awards have you won? Like the different ones.
Oh God. Oh, I don't know.
Did you? I mean, what's the biggest one you won?
The biggest I've won is the Gospel Choice Awards. I've been
Yeah.
nominated for the Stellars and some other awards. I've gotten the Avidity Award. I won, I think maybe was it 4 or 5 in one night. I
Wow.
was female artist, best traditional female artist. It was, oh my God, it was a lot.
Have you been? We're gonna claim a Grammy. Shoot, we're claiming a Grammy now, baby. It's time.
Yeah, we don't skip out. Yes, ma'am. Go straight on there. Grammy and the Dove. Let's just get there.
Well, I have really enjoyed the time we spent together, guys. Listen, I want to put this back up. Takima, if you could put back up the flyer because I want them to show up on, and I will be there. This is Friday coming up. I will be there myself.
Yes.
The event that's happening at Pilgrim Rest. Listen, we're celebrating Mama Pearl and Adonna. This coming up Friday night at 7 p.m. What time doors open?
Doors will open at 6. We're gonna have doors.
Okay, doors open up at 6, guys. Listen, featuring
We're gonna be over in the smaller sanctuary. So y'all know, come on over there and get your seat, because y'all know how quick it fills up.
Well, what song do Paul? He sang 2 Wings on it. Paul Porter
sings 2 Wings, but he's gonna be singing with me as well. Our number 1 song that was on Billboards, entitled "I'm Not Ashamed."
Okay, I'm not ashamed. Gotcha. He's singing that, and then of course she has a plethora of other people that we lining up. Pastor Walter Ellis. Oh no, I gotta say this. Okay, now what happened when they made Paul Walter Ellis viral? What did you say? What did you say about that? I gotta ask.
First of all, we're always, like I say, we're always sending each other stuff. Like my friends be sending me stuff when stuff happens viral online. So when they sent it, I didn't even pay attention that it was him at first. I didn't even know it was him. I just heard the voice, and when you hear a voice, and I was like, "Oh, that sounds like Uncle Walter." In my mind, I said it sounded like Uncle Walter because I wasn't looking at it.
Right.
And I said, "Oh, that sounds like Uncle Walter." And when I looked, I said, "Oh my God." I said, "Hey, y'all, chill out. That's my."
I said your post. You said that's my uncle.
That's my uncle, like for real.
For real.
That's my mama's brother, like for real. That's my mama's best friend, like for real. So it was, and
And
that was,
somebody said that's Monica Lisa Stevens' uncle. Y'all got a shirt like that. I'm telling you,
I
I
told
find
them,
ways to laugh.
I mean,
I was crying.
they sent that to me so many times. I said, hey, y'all got to chill out now. This is my uncle. So I don't,
I'm finna
just,
get mad now. I'm finna get mad.
this is my uncle, like for real. I saw he just got kind of, he kind of got a little tie-tongued on trying to say tribute.
When I seen it, when I saw that post, I couldn't think about it. I said, Lord, Monica, I knew you were coming. I said, y'all talking about her uncle. She
I'm
finna
telling
say
you, because
something.
they had sent it to me so many, and people had tagged me to my, oh my God, Monica, look at this. I said, oh my God.
Because they know you love the joke, man. They know you. I was hollering. I was high. I promise you, I was cracking up. I was like, Lord, she finna say something. And I went to your page on purpose. You said, that's my uncle. Now chill out. Now,
I showed. I said,
that's
listen,
my uncle for real.
that's my uncle, like for real. I call a lot of people my uncle, but this like my uncle, like for real, like my
And
mama.
I was so glad because Durham Hobbs, he shared everything. Him and Fred, they share Fred Hammond shares everything between them two. I said, Lord, please don't let them share it. Please. Girl, that joke was so funny. I had to ask you that. It wouldn't be me not to ask that.
I said, what was Uncle Walter thinking? He said, I don't know. I just couldn't get it out. He just could not get that word out. I said, oh my God.
Lord Jesus. Well, I appreciate you for hanging with me this hour. And guys, don't forget, listen, she's gonna have these t-shirts. I'm pushing these t-shirts because I cannot wait to see
I know. I'm texting them people right now and make like we gotta have these.
Gotta have them t-shirts. And it's a whole movement, guys. You need a hug. You got to have one during this time. And so we're praying for your strength. I'm always praying for you, Monica. I'm always praying for you. Okay. So just know that you got team people in Bama. We Bama girls. We sticking together. So I thank God for this innovative thing, God, for you coming through. And I will see you Friday. I'm excited about Friday. It's gonna be good.
Yes, I'm excited about too. So y'all make sure you show up so we can show out and have a good old time, sing some good old songs and have we're just gonna celebrate, and I get to see some of the people I haven't seen in years. So y'all just show up. So we're gonna have a good old time.
All right, well, you take care, and I'll see you Friday. Everybody have a blessed night. You have watched the CONVO Christian Talk Show with Dr.Nikki Zeigler and the Monica Lisa Stevenson in the building. Bama Girls for Life. See y'all soon. Take care. Bye, girl. Bye.